Don't forget to lock the door. Lock this door.
So then everyone, you join me at Duxford Aerodrome. I've just done an hour's lesson. I'm about, 11 hours into my flying training now. We've just done a couple of practice force landings, a glide approach, a couple of standard landings, and also a landing with an engine out when we're on the downwind. As you can see at the moment, I'm just talking to Duxford information, just getting the QFE and also the taxi information. I look calm and I'm writing stuff down. And as you can hear, they're reading stuff back and putting the QFE into the altimeter. I am literally crapping myself at the moment, I'll be totally honest with you. Fortunately though, I love doing radio calls. I think that's a big thing about sort of flying, is getting into that sort of thing, you know. And yeah, as you can see, I'm sort of chatting away, just getting everything sorted. And it was very nice. The Duxford guys were really good to us up in their little air traffic control bit. And this is them telling me that I'm going to have to wait now. I've been delayed taxiing. You're never going to guess why. So this is my first solo, guys. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm about to taxi out, but I have to wait because there's a tractor over there. I've just got to do one standard circuit. Hopefully nothing bad's going to happen. I've done this loads of times. And yeah, let's hope this goes well. So there you go, as you can see, the old tractor's coming into view now, just getting in my way. And to be honest, you can see how much I wanted to go, because I pretty much didn't wait until he was clear of me. So yeah, just fed a little bit of throttle in. And when we come off the grass at Duxford onto the apron, what we want to do is try and come on at a 45-degree angle, because it can be a little bit of a drop here. So you just want to sort of, rather than sort of go square to it and just drop down straight away, yeah, you don't want to do that. Just to the left there is the old Dragon Rapide, and that's outside the actual training school, and also just going out of view there is our traffic control tower. If you look on the right, believe it or not, that's the Red Bull DC-3 Dakota that flew over my house a couple of days previously. Probably taxiing a little bit quick here, just purely because I'm just, you know, the adrenaline's rushing a little bit, but I'm just looking forward to getting down to holding point Alpha, which is just round the corner up to our right, getting ready to do my checks. If you look as well to the left, you'll see Hangar 1 just there in the distance. That's the big hangar. If any of you ever get a chance to go to Duxford, it's an absolutely fantastic museum about aviation. I've got to say, I'm seriously lucky to actually be flying here. A lot of people would kill to learn how to fly here, and they haven't been doing it that long at Duxford. It's just one of those things. I'm lucky to live not all that far from Duxford. So yeah, it's a real privilege. Real privilege. So just pulling off the taxiway now. We didn't have a huge amount of wind today, so usually I'd sort of turn the plane into the wind, just put the parking brake on there, and now I'm going to go through my pre-flight checks. These are seriously important. So we're setting the revs here to 1200 RPM, and I'm ticking them off. I've got to say, guys, I'm just now checking that the doors are okay and that both windows are okay. Ticking that off. Free and easy movement of the control surfaces, so that's the ailerons and the elevators. They're okay. Just making sure that my compass is now lined up as well with my direction on the actual dashboard, or the combing. Making sure as well, just checking my QFE there, making sure that's okay, and also my QNH as well. Just a bit further down, I'm ticking that off. Making sure that my engine pressures are okay, so they're both in the green, and that we've got fuel sufficient. Making sure that my mixer is rich, and now we're setting everything up to 1700 RPM, making sure that's alright. Now we're testing the right hand magneto. You hear that little engine, that rev drop there, and then the left hand magneto, little drop there. If I haven't done already, yeah, I'm now checking the carb heat just here, ticking that off, making sure that we've got good suction as well, and making as well Sorry, making sure as well that the low voltage warning light's off. Just checking my pressures again, and also that my ammeter is charging. Got a feeling I might have checked that twice on this. And Jeremy, my instructor, always tells me to tap or just put your pencil or whatever it is you're checking on it to sort of really think about the fact you're checking it. Now I'm setting the RPM down to 1,000. I'm probably going to make sure that the throttle friction nut's okay now. There you go, just making sure there. Setting my avionics to altitude or out or mode Charlie. That'll be squawking 7,000, which is your standard sort of I'm here, I'm in the sky, I'm a plane. Well, that's what I think. Each one of the ticks, by the way, when I got back, they're very well indented into the paper. There must have been a bit of adrenaline. So there's a lot of my checks there. Now I've made a mistake here. See if you guys can find out what it is. Well, people who know about flying anyway. I'll tell you, I've not put the carb heat back to cold. That's the little knob right next to my left hand at the moment. So anyway, just taxiing up now to holding point Alpha. And now I'm going to talk to ATC. So if you look at my left hand, it'll be on that red button in a minute. Now just talking to him now. This is the point where the guy in ATC said, Classic Wings 20, permission to taxi onto runway, line up and take off. And the guy obviously up there knew it was my first solo. And it was at this point he said, good luck mate, at the end of it. So you can see there the value of checklists as well. It sort of takes away a little bit of your nervousness because you're doing something you've done again and again and again and again and again throughout all of your training. And it just sort of settles you down, gets your mind into the zone of what you're doing, and yeah, just gets you sort of set up. Gave myself a bit of a wide berth there from the taxiway. I wanted as much runway as possible, even though now that the Cessna's a little bit lighter, it's going to take off pretty quick. At this point, I think I did my final little checks, just asked for clearance to take off. And he's just told me I can. And then I noticed there, oh, carb heat, get that in. Oof, lucky. Made sure my flaps are up. And now we're ready to go. Full throttle, right foot rudder. So just a bit more right hand rudder there, and that will centre us a little bit more. Airspeed's live, T's and P's all in the green. So we've now got a positive rate of climb, and just trimming it. I probably over trimmed it a little bit there. The thing is because the plane's a lot lighter, I've never flown in it with this little amount of weight in it. No offence to Jeremy, my lovely instructor, but he makes a bit of a difference, I guess. So we're at 500 feet now, so I usually press forward a little bit and just make sure that there's no one in front of us and carry on with the climb. So we've just gone past 500, now we're at 600 feet. Once we get to 800 feet, I'll commence a sort of 15 to 20 degree turn to the left, still climbing, get up to 1,000 feet, and then smooth out, pointing at 150. So we're just getting to 800 now, tip the wing up, have a little look, and now we're just commencing our turn. So we're still revving at 2,500 RPM, full power, trim for the climb. We've just reached it, so now I should just push forward on the stick, watch the airspeed build to about 90 knots, and then throttle back to 2,100 RPM, and then trim for level flight. Now it's a matter of, I know that I'm going to turn left to my downwind, so I always sort of tend to look to the right because you can have the old sort of nutcase join on the downwind leg high. We've had that a few times. They tend to be loonies that do that. I suppose it's perfectly fine. I don't know. I've only been flying 12 hours. I have no idea. So I'm just turning onto my downwind leg now. And in a minute, we're going to be doing my downwind leg checks. which I have a sort of certain way I do them. So first thing I'm going to do is, usually I check my carb heat and just leave that on for as much as long. So there you go, that's the old carb heat out, sorry. Check that my wheels are there, that my brakes work okay, I've got full mixture, T's and P's are okay, and now I check my instruments are alright, check my altitude, check that they're okay, and then I just had a little bit of a problem here with my headset. I couldn't hear the ATC all that well. Turned out I might have just turned down the headset a little bit, and the actual headset's turned down on the headset itself this time, which is a bit of a first. So as you can see, I'm just sort of wondering what's going on there, and in the end I realised the knob on my headset's a little bit low. I should turn that up in a sec. There you go. So I've told Duxford that I'm now downwind, and they're going to come back to me and say Classic Wings 20, report final, and I'll go Roger, Classic Wings 20. So we now just climb, just sort of steady flight really, at around 1,000 feet at circuit height, 2100 RPM, doing about 90 knots, which is about 105, 110 miles an hour, something like that. Just keeping a good lookout. The circuit at Duxford is pretty busy. Earlier that day we'd had 2 Apaches come in, and also we got 2 warbirds flying about doing a little display. So it was well worth, I mean, keeping your head outside of the cockpit, which is something that my instructor tells me to do quite often. Jeremy's like, don't just look at the instruments, you're in a plane flying around at 1,000 feet, mate, so keep your head outside of the cockpit as much as you can. So I just cocked the wing up there, and now we're turning onto our base leg. And the base leg is where a fair little bit of work comes in, but it's sort of more natural now. So I'm going to turn out now, round out at about 330. And that's carb heat hot. And now we're going to pull the revs back to 1500, pull the yoke back, wait till we're in the white arc, and now we've sapped enough speed to be able to give ourselves 1 stage of flap, and then we wait a sec, and then another stage of flap, alter the RPM a little bit, and now we're pretty much ready to sort of fly in and make sure that we're going to do our turn onto final. So I've just had a look under the wing there. Now we do a nice shallow turn onto final. And then once I'm happy that we're safely lined up on the runway, I'll give ourselves another stage of flap, trim for a 70 knot descent, even though I didn't do it on this one. As you can see, the runway is just coming into view there. And there I am, giving myself that last stage of flaps. Just at about 6.5, yeah, just over 600 feet. And now it's just gauging, trying to get your speed at 70 knots, and then knowing, well, allowing the aiming point is sort of altered by throttle really. So if you want to aim further down the runway, give yourself a little bit more throttle. I aim to cross the M11, which is the road you can just see there, about 100 feet up. So if you've sort of seen where the altimeter is, hopefully you can sort of watch us come over the M11 at about 100 feet. Now, because this is the first time I've flown without Jeremy, I did have a bit of a struggle getting the plane to sort of come down a bit. So I was sort of pushing a little bit on the elevators, but you see there at 200 feet now, and just coming over to the M11, that's 100 feet there, and literally now no more throttle. So just here, commence our round out, and on this one I did balloon a little bit. I didn't expect it to sort of want to fly, and just pull back as much as possible. Stall warning, and there we go, we're down. And I already want to celebrate. And this is when the ATC at Duxford said Classic Wings 20, vacate runway to the right over the grass back to the hut, and then he finished it off by saying, and well done mate, well done. And I was like, oh man, cheers dude. Oh dude, you only ever get to do this once. It's a once in a lifetime thing, isn't it? As you can see, I'm pretty happy. I'm lucky I didn't punch anything in the cockpit.
Come on!
So here I am just doing my rundown checks. You just missed all that.
Got that.
That's me talking to the to my GoPro. A few seconds time, Jeremy, my instructor, will come over and inform me that I have to buy everyone in the hut a case of beer for my first solo. I didn't know this, but rest assured, guys, I've got a another flying lesson next week, so I'll take a big crate of Peroni in with me. Just look out to the right there, you'll see Jeremy walking over. I've just turned everything off, so yeah, I've just gone through my shutdown checklist. Probably pretty sweaty at this moment, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yes. Well, came back. Got there. Yeah, man. Look how sweaty I am. Oh, that was alright. It was fine. Good. Yeah, it's one thing as well. It's just it went, boom, it really went. Yes, and then configuring it for the landing, it rounded out much easier. It just didn't want to sink so much. Yeah. So it kind of a little tiny balloon, but then just went with it and felt it going. Actually, the landing was okay. Yes. Probably needed a little bit of left rudder, but that would have been it. But
good. So you don't need me anymore.
No, please never let me do that again.
That's the only time you can do exercise 14, because that's the first solo.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, you won't get that chance again.